Well, here we are, folks, in our obligatory Season 5 video. Whoosh. It's us. Okay, so let's talk about our expectations first. I was kind of expecting it to be like Season 3, honestly. I was like, this is gonna have, like, it's gonna have, more questions are gonna be raised than answered.
Especially in the first episode. Like, after the first episode, I was like, oh no. Because it felt a lot like the beginning of Season 3. It was just kind of like, what's happening?
Yeah. Like I said in one of our other videos, I think it was one of my, like, Clone Shiro videos that we've done, was like, Operation Corone is not going to be resolved until the end of Season 6. That's what I said, and I was like, okay, so it's like, it's being hinted at now, but it's probably not going to be resolved till the end of Season 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
And check that one off the list.
And then the other thing going in, another big question going into Season 5 was like, what about Lotor? Is he
friend
bad
or foe?
Is this going to be his redemption arc, even though he can't really have one yet? That was something that I kind of felt like wasn't going to be resolved in this season. Because this is the first half of the season, I didn't really think it was going to be like resolution time just yet.
Yeah.
So, well, both of those kind of happened the way I thought they would, and I'm not going to go into, like, my thoughts on, like, whether or not Lotor's bad in this video. Yeah. I'm going to have a video about that, but I will say that I do think that the connection between Lotor and Allura, I believe, is real. I feel like it's going to be painful for both of them if
and when they have to part ways.
Part ways, yeah. So, but I'm going to go into that later. Alright, so I think that kind of covers our expectations, like what we were feeling going in.
Pretty much.
And also, like, you know, one of the things that we do here is we come up with a lot of theories about stuff that's going to happen, and so some of the things that happened this season were wildly different than expected, and then some were like, that's what I thought was going to happen.
What she said, that's what...
So, like, one thing that really, and... we have talked about this, and you definitely agree. One thing that really saved this season was
those 5 seconds on the astral plane where the real Shiro was like, "Yo, Lance," and then he disappeared. Well, you know, Lance tried to listen to him, but then he disappeared. But that was definitely like, I almost feel like that in of itself was a redemption arc for the whole season right there.
Some things like the White Lion, because we had a video about that.
That was weird.
Yeah, like, I mean.
Like, it was cool, but it was weird.
It was, once again, kind of the situation where I feel like it raised more questions than answers.
Yeah, because it's like, oh yeah, okay, so there is a white lion, and it is related to Altea and or Allura. But then it's also like, it's a guardian, but what is it guarding? In all honesty, like, what is it guarding? What did she get from when they meshed? It was all like, I don't understand what's going on, but it's all very cool.
Yeah, and of course, we, like, that entire episode, we were like, is the Archer lady gonna show
like,
up?
what's up with that?
So yeah, it was kind of surprising that she never showed up.
We weren't prepared necessarily for the end because we kept expecting the Archer lady to pop up, but she never did, and then the episode ended, and we were like,
that's it? Okay. And then, in my Black Paladin Lance video, I predicted a series of events where, per foreshadowing, in the very first episode, Lance would save Shiro, kind of like Keith has done multiple times already, except it would be kind of more of a, not necessarily saving him physically, more of like a...
emotionally or
mentally or something like that, and it appears that we're seeing the beginning of that now.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited about that. So, things we want to cover in post-season 5 videos is, of course, the Lotor one, where we're gonna explore, like, can he be trusted? And then, I've got some theories now about how Shiro could have ended up in the astral plane, and I'm trying to figure out a way, like, how are they gonna get him back, though? And then, of course, with the introduction of Sam Holt and him going back to Earth, I'm wondering if we're gonna see Earth pretty soon, and if so, like, with the reintroduction of the garrison, people have theorized that the garrison might be shady or something like that. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do a video about the garrison and the likelihood that we might see Earth. And then I've got like looking at the the temple or whatever on Orion and the drawings
Oh,
there,
yeah.
I was thinking about like going back to the first episode, like, you know, Keith didn't know that Shiro was showing up. He just
Yeah.
looked at those drawings and was like, there's going to be an arrival. And so then he went there and he was like, holy crap, it's Shiro. This was unexpected.
What?
And then they all, you know, went back there and found the blue lion, and the rest is history. So, you know, that strongly implies that
More mystery.
whatever the drawings are that are scattered throughout the show kind of predict future events.
Somehow.
And we kind of saw that with the drawing of Voltron and the sixth lion. So
Yeah.
I'm also wondering, like, are we going to see, because I think it's, one of the episodes from season 3, it's got what appears, I think, to be Syncline drawn on one of the buildings. So I'm also going to do a video about
Whether or not
there's going to be time travel, or the possibility that maybe someone like Shiro is leaving all these drawings behind. Like I said, I've got a whole theory I'm concocting. So like right now, it's a very early stages. So I kind of sound just like I'm crazy, but I think it's going to make sense by the time I have the whole theory written down. And then I did 3 videos in a lion swap series, and I was always planning to do a 4th, but then I was just kind of like, whatever. You know, blah. I ran out of juice, you know, it's just kind of like, so then the scene where we see real Shiro,
Yeah.
gave me some ideas about the lion swap and like why I think we're going to go back to the original lineup. So I'm going to do one last video about that, and then hopefully I'll shut up forever on that one subject, because I think I've talked about that a lot. So after that video, I think I'll be done talking about just the lion swap, not like done in general.
I'm done.
Meta Sisters is done. We're out. Peace. But no, just the end of the lion swap series, because I always promised a 4th and I never delivered.
Yeah.
And of course, we've got more MBTI videos coming up.
Oh yeah. I was like,
We're just taking our sweet time, as we always do.
trying to find the right format for how we do them, because it's like we'll try one way and then we're like, ugh. Then we try another way and we're like, oh my gosh, it's super long if we do it this way. So we're trying to
The struggle is real.
work out the kinks in that.
For the future of the channel, just generally, pretty soon we hope to be delving into a lot of other fandoms.
We've
got Troll Hunters,
Ruby,
the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Star Wars,
Star Trek, Disney, DreamWorks. We've already done some DreamWorks.
Yeah, I guess
We're going to be doing more DreamWorks. So we are going to be, we're going to talk about like Doctor Who, we're going to talk about Sherlock, we're going to talk about like just storytelling in general, stuff like that. I'd like to thank everyone who's watched so far, liked, subscribed. We have a Facebook page that we update not very often because we're just that way.
Yeah. It's not for lack of trying.
I also decided to get a Tumblr for myself, like not necessarily for Meta Sisters, and I'll do maybe like things that I find interesting but aren't necessarily long enough to fill an entire video. I'll like maybe do a post about that. Also, because of the way that it's a little bit easier to like for people to come to you and ask questions there. So like if you have questions, you can ask me there.
When all of your comments are like on YouTube, is kind of like, oh, I can't respond to all of these.
Unfortunately, we both miss a lot of comments.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll go and be like, oh, when did this get so many comments? And I read all of them and I'm like,
how did this happen?
I want to heart all of them, but at like varying degrees, but you can just heart it. And you're like, man.
So yeah, those are the videos that we've got planned for the immediate future. Plus we're going to have like shorter videos interspersed.
Some silly ones, maybe some, not so silly ones, maybe more out of context. Also for other fandoms, not just Voltron. And then...
Spoiler alert!
Probably do some more crossover trailers eventually.
Good stuff. Okay, so I think that's about it. So anyway, we hope you enjoyed this video.
If you're not subscribed already, be sure to do that. Or
if
else...
you are subscribed, please don't unsubscribe.
Yes, please don't leave us. Comment. Or go look at her Tumblr and comment there. She'll
There you go.
do something about
Maybe.
that.
All right. I'm gonna stop saying alright, and we're going to just end the video. So that's all for today, folks. Sayonara.